We live in a world where silence feels uncomfortable and boredom feels illegal. Every pause in the day, waiting for a bus, standing in line, even brushing your teeth, becomes a moment to grab the phone. Just a quick scroll, we tell ourselves. But the truth is, the scroll never ends. Psychologists now call it the attention trap. Our brains are wired to seek novelty. Every new post, notification, or red dot on the screen gives us a tiny hit of dopamine. It's not that social media rots the brain, that's lazy journalism. What it really does is hijack the same reward pathways that evolved to help us survive. Your brain can't tell the difference between discovering fresh berries in the wild and finding a new meme on Instagram. Both trigger the same reward system, just one burns calories and the other burns time. The platforms are designed for that. The infinite scroll, autoplay, notification sounds, none of that is accidental. It's behavioral engineering. The longer you stay, the more ads you see, the more data they collect. You are not the customer, you are the product. What's changed in the last decade isn't just how we use our phones, it's how our minds work. Studies show that the average person checks their phone over 150 times a day. Attention spans are shrinking, not because humans are getting dumber, but because attention has become commodified. The economy runs on it. But here's the paradox. Technology itself isn't evil. The problem isn't the phone, it's our relationship with it. Most people don't have a plan for how they use technology. Technology has a plan for how it uses them. And that's where the anxiety begins. Every ping feels urgent. Every silence feels empty. We start mistaking stimulation for connection, information for meaning, and validation for self-worth. Digital addiction isn't about weakness, it's about design. When people talk about digital addiction, they often sound moralistic, like it's a failure of willpower. Just put your phone down, they say, as if that's advice and not mockery. But neuroscience tells a different story. Our devices aren't neutral tools. They're slot machines in our pockets. Every notification, whether it's a heart, a ping, or a scene status, is a micro gamble. Dopamine surges not when we get a reward, but when we anticipate it. That's why the red bubble works so well. It's the itch, not the scratch. We open the app to see what's waiting, and even when there's nothing, the brain notes the pattern. Check again soon. That's also why anxiety spikes when the phone goes silent. The brain, primed for reward, panics at the absence of it. That's FOMO, fear of missing out, and it's chemically real. The constant flood of stimulation rewires the stress response. It raises cortisol levels and blurs the line between excitement and exhaustion. You feel busy but not fulfilled. Ironically, the wellness industry's response often makes it worse. Digital detox weekends, dopamine fasts, productivity boot camps, all trying to sell peace the same way tech sells chaos. A $500 retreat won't fix a feedback loop built by billion-dollar algorithms. True recovery isn't about deleting apps. It's about understanding how they're built to manipulate behavior. Studies show that mindless scrolling doesn't just waste time. It amplifies comparison, envy, and self-doubt. People report feeling worse after using social media, not because they saw bad content, but because their brains can't process the endless micro-comparisons. You see everyone's highlight reel and mistake it for real life. So when we talk about mental health and technology, the question shouldn't be how do we stop using it, but how do we reclaim control? Because right now, the balance of power isn't in our hands, it's in our pockets. If we've learned anything from the past decade of hyperconnectivity, it's that the antidote to digital addiction isn't abstinence, it's awareness. You can't detox from the internet the same way you can't detox from oxygen. What we need isn't disconnection, but intentional connection. The first step is to understand your triggers. Most people don't pick up their phones because they're curious. They do it because they're anxious, bored, or lonely. The screen isn't the problem. It's the emotional itch underneath. When you catch yourself reaching for it, ask, what am I avoiding? Second, boundaries. Real ones. Notifications are like mosquitoes for your attention. Turn them off, schedule check-ins, reclaim the gaps in your day. Psychologists call it cognitive spacing, giving the brain time to breathe. Studies show that people who set phone-free windows, even just mornings or meals, report lower stress and better focus within a week. Third, stop glamorizing digital detox. Throwing your phone into a drawer for 48 hours won't fix anything if you come back and binge scroll for 6. What works long-term is digital hygiene, treating your online habits like you treat your diet. Not total restriction, but balance, awareness, and portion control. And finally, remember that the goal isn't productivity. It's presence. The ability to do one thing at a time without craving 1,000 others. To read an article and not check messages halfway through. To talk to someone and actually listen. Technology rewired our instincts, but it also gave us tools, meditation apps, focus timers, digital well-being dashboards. Used wisely, the same devices that hijack attention can help you reclaim it. The modern mind isn't broken, it's just overloaded. We are not weak for being distracted. We are human in a world built to exploit humanity's oldest reflex, curiosity. So no, you don't need to throw away your phone or move to a cabin in the woods. You just need to remember who's in charge, you or the algorithm. And that's the real digital revolution.